I did all that explanation and you responded back with a potato chip in your mouth?
Yep.
That's a shame.
Actually, technically, no. I did not respond with a potato chip.
You responded with a crunch.
Yeah, but it's a tortilla chip, not a potato chip.
You know what?
It is the native food of Adrian's people.
I thought that was guacamole.
No, that is their native condiment.
Aha.
Welcome back, everyone, to a midweek bonus episode of World One. I'm your host, Larry the Nordic Beast. With me, as always, is Eddie the Chocolate Nestle Ball Magic Head Chocolate Thunder with Wonder from Down Under V. And back from the dead again is Adrian Nieto.
I'm like a terrible zombie. I just show up when nobody wants me to.
No, this time you've been upgraded to Lich. You were not dead, and then you were a zombie. Now you're a
right.
Lich.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I now
I'll
have an
take the
excuse
Lich.
to use that show title.
Yeah, I like Lich. Yeah.
So this week, this week, we're looking at just some predictions and hopes and thoughts just between the three of us for E3, for the big three, and everybody else that's going to be there as well. So I wanted to start off, we'll go around the table, as it were. Adrian, thoughts for E3? What are your superb hopes that we get out of E3 this year?
I hope we see a release date for Sea of Thieves on Xbox One. On the Nintendo front, I hope, not for my sake, but for my two best friends who just got a Switch recently, I hope they get a Smash announcement for Switch. Because I know they're really looking forward to that, so it will be really cool to maybe get it at the end of the year or something. And from Sony, I don't know. I just want a reason to buy a PS4. I still don't have one, so yeah, I want them to to make me feel like I need a PS4.
I don't know. I'm feeling it for God of War. That still looks superb.
I don't really care about the franchise. I mean, it's cool and all, but it's not my type of game, really.
I could see that. I would still say, though, just from a pure story point, that's a series worth playing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually own most of the God of War games. But yeah, no, the gameplay loop is not something I enjoy. I don't have the time to waste on something that I'm not enjoying, right? So, I mean, it's like, it looks great, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna sell like crazy, and people are gonna love it. But that's not that wouldn't be my reason to like buy a PS4, right? So I'm still waiting for that. I'm pretty sure we'll see something in E3, and then whatever we see, it's gonna release in like 2 years. So I guess in 2 years I'll have a reason to buy a PS4.
What would drive you to buy a PS4? What would be the straw that broke the camel's back on that for you?
I don't know. Like it's a very good question. Like,
I can answer that
sorry?
with ease for Adrian.
What? Sorry?
I can answer that question for you with ease, but go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm actually curious to see.
If Sony snacks up Shovel Knight 2 as an exclusive console for Vita and PS4, you will have that. You have that system, and it's not. And they made it to a way that PC has to come out later. You'll have a PS4 by then.
I mean, yeah, I will hate Sony for being the big
But with that
dicks that
system,
they are.
but
I'm
with that
buying
system,
that.
but with that system be in your home, if they say it comes out and PC has to, PC got to get 2 months after the PlayStation 4 release or Sony consoles release.
Oh, if it's only 2 months after the PS4 version, then I'll just wait the 2 months. I don't mind waiting.
Are you sure? Are you
Oh yeah,
literally sure?
I haven't played. I haven't played Spectre of Torment. I still have to do that. I just don't have the money to buy like Shovel Knight again.
I thought it
Especially
was
because
free.
I know.
I thought you already had that one.
I think you can download it now on Wii U and 3DS. My Wii U is in a box. Yeah, my Wii U is in a box. I'm not trying to dig that up right now. My 3DS I found it like 2 weeks ago or something like that. Like I just don't feel turning my 3DS back on, at least not for the foreseeable future. So I don't like. I can't wait. I'm waiting for that physical release on Switch. When that happens, I'll buy Shovel Knight.
So
again.
if they had, so let's say they do a physical release for PS4 day one, and PC still has to wait for 2 months.
I wouldn't buy a PS4
with the soundtrack.
I wouldn't buy it. Like if I can only buy, like if I only have to wait 2 months, I'll just wait.
And if it got bundled with a special PS4 Shovel Knight with 1 terabyte for $299.99.
That's different. That is very different. If it's a special PS4 edition that has like a really sweet Shovel Knight art on it and it's like pixelated and stuff, yeah, I will probably get that. Like I've been close. I don't know if people know this, but I've been close to buying a PS4 multiple times throughout the years. The closest I was, if I'm not mistaken, was when what was that Batman game that came out and it was better on PS4 than PC and Xbox?
Arkham Knight.
Arkham game.
Yeah, Arkham Knight. They had like a really sweet like PS4 special edition, and I pre-ordered that, and I think I put a good chunk of the money. I put like $150 to $200 on it during the pre-orders, right? Like when it was announced, I think it was announced like 6 months in advance or something like that. Mm-hmm. So every month I will put like $25 or $50 on towards the console. But then like something else came out when that was supposed to launch, and I was just like, yeah, this takes priority, and I just canceled that pre-order and moved the money towards something else. I don't remember what it was, to be honest, but that was the closest that I've been to. Other times there was a I'm blanking. There was this RPG that was coming out in Japan, and it's not like I'm a fan. Like I wasn't a fan of the game or anything, but it was like a really cool looking edition. I was just like, oh, I will buy that, to be honest. And I think I put an order down with PlayAsia, and then I canceled it a couple of days afterwards. And the other time that I was close on buying a PS4 was soon after release, when I was still working GameStop. And I didn't really wanted it. It was just everybody I know around me was getting one, and I was just like, I'll get it to have people to play with. But then I didn't. Everybody was playing something different, and I didn't see any reason to buy something. If I would have had to buy 5 different games to play with everyone, I was just like, screw this. I'm not 5 different games to play with 5 different people. There's no. But no, I think just to try to answer your question, Larry, when Uncharted 4 was announced, I remember telling myself, all right, this is going to be the game that is going to make me buy one. And then the game released, and I just went to my old roommate's place, and we just played it there for like, I don't know, like 12 hours straight or something like that. So I didn't buy it then. Then the other time that I like kind of wanted it as well, but like didn't get close to it. Deus Ex. What was the most recent one?
Mankind Divided.
Mankind Divided. Thank you. Yeah, I really like Human Revolution. When it came out, like, wow, that was what, like
5 years ago.
5 years ago? Yeah,
6
something
years
like
ago.
that. 6 years ago? Yeah, a while ago.
I'm
now.
looking to the follow-up, Mankind Squared.
Yeah, exactly. No, like I really enjoyed that first game, so I really wanted to buy this one, and it is still on my wish list. Like I have it on my wish list on Steam, and like I'll get around to play it eventually. But I didn't buy a PS4 for it either, right? And Persona 5 was gonna be the other game, but my friend, again, my old roommate, he has been super kind, and he just like let me borrow his PS4. It's been like 6 months now, and it's still here with me. So like, shout out to Thomas. I don't think he listens to this, but like, shout out if you listen to it. So yeah, like I still have his PS4, and I had Persona. I think I talked about it last time I was here. I got the special edition, but then like I returned it a couple days ago. So I'll buy it eventually. That 15-hour tutorial though, that's I don't want to get into that, but I'll like, I eventually will play it. Yeah. So sorry, I don't think I answered the question. It's just like I don't know what can they do to get me to buy a PS4 now.
Well, you did say the Shovel Knight 2 bundle, exclusive bundle.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that, yeah, if it's like a really sweet art and everything, I will probably get that. Yeah, as long as it's not something super lame, like it's just like a sticker on top of the console. Like I will feel that's stupid. I wouldn't buy that.
You want like the outer shell to be a design.
Yeah, exactly. Like something really sweet, right? I will probably get that. Yeah, but like then again, right? Like I have my gaming PC and I play a lot of it on it. I have my Switch, and I'm like super happy with it. I play Mario Kart every other night. I'm practicing Puyo Puyo Tetris as well. And I finally hooked up my Xbox, which was a Christmas present that I got from my brother last year. And like I have Gears 4, but instead of playing that, I'm just playing Banjo-Kazooie. Because I just love Banjo-Kazooie too much.
You should do Gears 4
I don't know.
with me.
Sorry?
So you should do Gears 4 with me, so you get your achievements.
I don't have live though.
Oh,
to get live.
Oh, I thought you did.
Yeah. No, I don't. I wish. Like I want to get, and I will get
Eddie,
live.
you apparently missed that argument that Adrian and I had on Facebook a couple days ago because I demanded that he get on so that we could play some Phantom Dust.
Yeah. I don't think Eddie saw it. But no, yeah, like I don't have live. I can't really see myself, spending the money on something that I know I won't get as much use out of as I would like to. I will eventually. Like that's happening. It's more of a when than an if. But no, yeah, and I have the Xbox. I've been using it for Banjo-Kazooie. Like I'm looking forward to Sea of Thieves, so I'm gonna be getting that.
Hold on, quick question, Adrian.
Yeah.
Did you get Phantom Dust on? Did you download it, and did you download it to your PC also?
I can't.
Why not?
I don't have live.
You don't need live to download it. It's free.
It's free.
Oh,
it's straight free.
Oh, I thought you needed
They
it.
gave that shit away. You need live to play multiplayer, but the single player is there. Completely there. No hang-ups to it. 100% fucking free.
And can you cross-play on it with on your PC?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Oh,
Free
well,
giveaway game, full story mode. Nothing locked behind a paywall in the single player. The multiplayer has optional microtransactions, but again, I mean, it is 100% optional, and even what's there is fairly minimal.
Oh, that's very good to know. I wasn't sure. Like I always thought from my time, like back in the day, like I'm talking 2009, 2010, when I got my 360. I remember that it was very problematic trying to buy something online if you didn't have live. But I guess they changed that again. And this is something that I've been like telling people. Because I've been getting I've been getting a lot of questions about like, oh, like why you got an Xbox, like when are we playing and blah 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 stuff like that, right? And like, thank you everyone that is listening to that wants me to add them as friends. I'm more than happy to add everyone. But yeah, like it's just like I don't have live. I hook it up just recently. I haven't used any sort of Xbox service since 2011. That was the last time that I got online on my 360.
No, like I said, if nothing else, you should definitely go download it and play at least the single player campaign because the story's 100%. Really good.
100%.
Like I know you said it's not your type of game, but I think you'd be surprised.
Yeah, no, like it, just like you said, right? Like it is free, so I'm more than happy to download something that is free and give it a try when I get a chance. And like it's more like it's another reason to use the Xbox. I took advantage of the whole stream to PC option, and I was like, I have my PC connected to the Ethernet. Same with the Xbox. So I was just, the TV was off, the Xbox was kind of like far away, and I was just sitting on my PC with my Xbox controller, and I was just playing Banjo-Kazooie on my PC as I had my second screen to do other stuff and talking with my friends and stuff like that, right? So, hells yeah, I'm very happy with that console so far. I have a couple of friends who say like, oh yeah, like I'll give you like this extra game that I have that I got physically, but then I got digitally, so you can have my physical copy if you want it and stuff like that. So, thank you everyone that is giving me free shit to play. I do appreciate it. But yeah, I'll download it later for sure. And whenever I get Xbox Live, we'll play online for sure.
Excellent. Like I said, I think you're actually going to have a lot of fun with it. I think you're going to really enjoy the story. It for some reason the aesthetic reminds me of Cowboy Bebop a little bit. I think it's just the kind of general lankiness of the characters in the way that they move. But the story has tinges of like Big O, which I really liked. So, but yeah, lots of worldwide amnesia. But no, it's really good, and like I said, it's built at its core like a card game, but it plays like an action game.
Yeah, I was when you mentioned that it was coming out and like you were very excited about it, I looked up a gameplay trailer for it, and like it looks fun enough. It's just like and like this is something that I've realized that is happening to me a lot lately, which is that like after playing Breath of the Wild, I don't know if it was something that was long time coming and Breath of the Wild just made it easier for me to get there, but I'm having a very hard time playing 3D games now. Like my eyes get tired, like I get like motion sickness a little bit, and like overall I just like I can't be bothered playing 3D games now for some reason. Like they feel restrictive, and like I much rather play any 2D anything than anything 3D right now. I don't know if like I need a break. Like we all need breaks sometimes from stuff. I think I kind of need a break from 3D games, and I'm just focus on some 2D stuff. I might actually buy Ori and the Blind Forest again and just play through that on Xbox.
Oh my god, yes, do.
It's so much good. Like I have it on PC, and I didn't 100% it, but I got very very close to it on PC already. But I might just get it on Xbox One and play that again.
Did you play the standard or the definitive edition?
No, I played the standard one.
Play the definitive. There's There's
Yeah,
extra areas and content.
yeah, and something that I found out recently. If you have the standard edition on Xbox One,
Hmm.
you can upgrade for free to the definitive edition. Which before you had to pay, I think it was like $5 or something like that. But right now it is completely free to upgrade to the definitive edition. So if you have Ori when it first came out, do yourself a favor and download that free update to the definitive edition.
Alternatively, for what it's worth, the physical copies of the definitive edition are worth getting because they have the soundtrack. Because oh my god, the music is so
Oh,
good.
it's so good in that game. Yeah, you know what? Like that is a good. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but I forgot that they had a physical release. I might actually look that up and buy the physical copy instead.
I was happy. Like when I got my Xbox One from my buddy, who gifted it to me. The definitive edition was already there, downloaded on the system. I still wanted it. I loved it that much. I'm like, must have physical copies. So
Yeah,
I went out and I bought physical copy,
I
if for no
agree
other
with
reason
you.
than to be able to put it on my shelf and have the soundtrack in my car.
I really agree with you. Oh, it comes with like an actual disc then,
Oh
or
yeah, it's a
oh,
real
sweet.
disc.
I thought it was just like a digital download on iTunes or something.
Nope, physical
Um,
disc.
no, no, yeah, like you're pushing to the core. Like I really love that game, and I think I talk about it. Probably it was probably on Facebook or something. I don't remember where, but like that was one game that I started playing. Oh, I remember now. I was studying for my citizenship, and I was very stressed out. Like, oh, man, like I had so much on my head um, at that moment, and I just needed to relax with something. So I didn't want something super complicated. I didn't want something like really big or anything, right? I just wanted like a small game that I could play in a small bursts and just like get in and get out whenever I wanted to, right? So I started Ori at that moment during my breaks and stuff, and oh my god, did I love that freaking game! It was actually kind of bad because I just wanted to keep playing instead of studying for this stupid test. But yeah, I guess that happens whenever I get hooked with any game. Really, the same thing happened with Shovel Knight. So, but no, yeah, I will more than happy buy a physical copy if I ever find one in the stores. Now that I remember that they exist, I'm actually gonna be actively looking for them.
So Eddie, E3. What are your hopes? What are your predictions?
Okay, so my predictions. I believe Scorpion is going to come out, or Scorpio, I should say, is going to come out to $499.99. I hopefully the color is white. Hopefully they stick with that white palette because I like it on the slim. For Sony, I think they're going to get hopefully we'll get a date for Detroit Become Human. My prediction is that they'll show gameplay for Shenmue 3. Nintendo, I believe they're going to do a fuller playthrough of Mario Odyssey, so we'll be introduced to new power-ups and actual like physical level that we've never seen. So that's one of my predictions. My hope for them is to have I want to say a Metroid game, but I'm going to hold off for that because I think that should be for like 3DS. My prediction, not rare, but Retro Studios will show off their new IP that they've been working on, and we'll get a glimpse of that. Hopefully, people will enjoy it and like it. So that pretty much, I'm expecting a bunch of new things from all three press conferences for games, at least. Maybe we might see something for Scalebound from Microsoft since the IP is not dead. There is a rumor that they transfer it out to another developer, so we'll see about that. I wonder how this PlayStation Live is going to go, since they're going to be also doing live streaming of their games. I think that Tuesday through Thursday, just like Nintendo will be doing. So that's going to be interesting to see also. And yeah, that's my predictions and my hopes. I am going to be having snacks, definitely to see that. But there's hopefully they release a lot of the titles, like dates and stuff from last year's E3, because like only out of that press conference, only 2 games actually came out. Um, for that. And Ubisoft, we'll probably see Assassin's Creed, the rumor game, probably Beyond Good and Evil 2. Stick of Truth, we'll probably see, since that's coming out this year. Yeah, and who else? I think that's about it. No, there's another developer.
Minor correction, not Stick of Truth, Fractured Butthole.
Fractured Butthole, yeah. Sorry about that. Fractured Butthole would get a release date. I think they said October 18th or something like that I read. I was reading I was reading Game Informer's top 100 RPGs, and Stick of Truth was on that list, and I almost threw up on my magazine.
It's because it's fantastic.
It's okay.
No, that game is actually good.
It's okay. I play better, but I mean that's me. So
I'm not saying it's the best RPG there, but considering they took something like IP and turned it into an action RPG, what they came out with was actually pretty fucking solid.
It's passable.
Yeah, South Park is the first one is on my backlog, and it's actually quite high on my backlog. It's like the problem is that I have it on PS3, and I don't feel like hooking up my PS3 again. But if I see a sale on Steam and it's like, I don't know, $5-10, I will buy it again on the Steam and just play it right there on PC. Because it's like a friend really sold it to me. He said like, even if you don't like South Park, the gameplay is like Paper Mario, and I was sold. I was just like, yep, that's all I needed to know.
I highly doubt that, but I guess it's passable.
That reminds me, Adrian, I need you to answer a question. We need to know, the listeners have been dying to know, how accurate is the South Park depiction of Canada?
Yeah, we are all flat people with poorly made graphics.
Yes! I knew Matt and Trey got it right.
Yep.
Oh, brother. So, yeah,
I couldn't help it. It was right there.
Yeah, but Stick of Truth is passable for those who, I guess, like RPGs that kind of way. But that's just me. Digital Devolver is doing a press conference also, so I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to bring to the table also. I don't know what date they're actually doing it and what time, but that's going to be interesting to see. So, other than that, EA is going to be sports. Maybe we'll get something on the EA original. Maybe they'll do something for Mass Effect. Probably apologize for that game. And probably something Star Wars related. But I don't have high hopes for EA for what they're going to show or anything like that. But yeah, we shall see what happens at E3. I'm mostly excited about Nintendo. Microsoft and Sony, I'm there for them, but they really got to make sure that their whole show is just unpredictable. Like, and they got to bring something exciting. Like, that's just me.
All right. So starting with the big three in the predictions department, Nintendo, I think, is going to be extremely predictable. I think their show is going to be pretty easy to call. I think we're definitely going to see Splatoon 2. I don't think it'll be super heavy, but I do think it'll be fairly substantial. Just because that'll be coming up, within about a month after the show. After that, we're also going to be seeing a huge feature on Super Mario Odyssey, since that's going to be their big holiday blowout title. I think they're going to talk about a couple things with 3DS/2DS, especially since they've got the new hardware just coming out. something to drum up interest on that. I think they finally pull the curtain back on their online service, and I'm suspecting about $30 a year from some of the things that have come out. I think we might see.
They said $24.99. I thought.
Yeah, but in Japan, so.
Yeah, there's no U.S. price at this point, so I'm thinking stateside we're probably going to see it about $30 a year, which I'm okay with. That's fine. Beyond that, I think it's 50-50 that we see a full-blown reveal on Virtual Console plans. However, this is going to sound entirely strange and probably a little bass-backwards, but at this point, I am really okay with Virtual Console not on Switch. At least right now, I am perfectly okay with the fact that it's not there, because they've got so much coming. Not just so much, but more that it's a consistent, steady stream of small, easily digestible indie titles in the $5 to $20 range that are hitting the Switch pretty much every week.
Yeah.
That every week there's almost something there's almost always something I want to buy once a week for between $5 and $20, and it's typically pretty solid. And at that point, I have enough new stuff that I'm not worried about playing my old stuff. I've got 5 other consoles that can play all that shit, and I don't. Would it be nice? Yes.
And
Am
there's
my heart broke if it doesn't come? No.
And there's new indies coming out, or being announced. Really, more indies are being announced for Switch, almost every week. If you look on Twitter, you see that developer be like, "This game is coming out on Switch. This game is coming out on Switch." And so it's you'll have a ton of additional that they didn't even show for the indies even before the Virtual Console come in, and that's by September. So you'll probably have about, I want to say, maybe 50 indie games, probably.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's another thing that we'll see at their show with their big presentation is going to be a respectable indie sizzle reel of probably a good, 15 to 25 games that are coming up between now and the end of the year, which on top of that, by the way, if you didn't see it on the Facebook page, big ups announced for the Switch, Owlboy, which yay, because Owlboy is fucking awesome. And more importantly, she remembered Caterpillars. So big ups to Daniel Goffin and his bunch there on getting that over to Switch. I think that with that coming there, that game will get the attention and the traction that it very well deserves.
Yeah.
Daniel joined us on the show several months ago. For those that have joined us just recently, that's a great interview worth going back to. If you've got an extra hour and a half on your hands, definitely go back and check that out. He was phenomenal.
You remember when we first started talking about this game and I first started playing it and whatnot. I kept telling you guys, man, I would love this thing on the Switch. Honestly, yeah, sure, I can play it on my PC, no problem. But I was at the office and we were well, you probably remember the puzzle that I was stuck on. Even I requested your help as well, right? And I drew it, I took a picture or something, and I took it to the office. And me and the guys, we spent I don't know, a good hour and a half or something like that trying to solve the puzzle. And all I kept thinking was man, if this was on Switch, it's a day one purchase. I will buy it in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think about it, because I think it really fits on the Switch. First of all, it has it's a multi-touch console, right? The screen. So if you're playing on handheld mode and you don't want to use the control, you can just tap and the little caterpillars will go wherever you want them to go. So it's just it's the perfect platform for them to be together. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that game. I'll buy it. I'll buy it when it comes out. I'll play it again. Hopefully this time I won't be such an idiot and finish it, because it was really hard and it was just kicking my ass, obviously. So on the Switch, I'm having lunch at the office. You are damn sure that I'm gonna be opening that Switch and gonna try to solve a puzzle or two as I'm having lunch. That's happening. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I tweeted at them, and I remember they reply and said like, yeah, it's something that we're considering it. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for listening to me and everyone else that told you, please bring it to Switch.
Yeah, actually, me and Daniel was talking, like kind of a couple, I think, like last week, and he was just like, "There's not much that he could say, but he thanks for the congrats. He's just like, him and his team are doing work now on it to get it ready. So there's no price or release date or anything, but he was just like, he was super excited, to have that game on Switch. Like, he's very super excited.
And you know what? Like, I'm okay waiting for a release date on E3.
Mm-hmm.
Show it there. Like, 100%. Like, as a developer and I guess as a fan of the game. Yeah, as a fan of their game and as a fan of them too, as well as as indie developers. Like, I want them I want them to get that sweet E3 heat. I want them to be on everyone's minds when they see that they're acting like, oh, that is a sweet looking indie game coming to Switch. So yeah, like, give me the announcement, then I can wait a month to figure out when that game is coming, and hopefully it will come like sometime after the summer, because I'm usually quite busy during the summer. So I would like to, as soon as it comes out, like, sit down and actually play it.
Well, I think
like,
there'll probably be like a fall Nindy Spiel like there was for Wii U last year. So
I'm
exactly thinking
like
they'll probably
that,
do one like that for like in September. If not, I'm fine with it coming out. Them coming out next year, because I don't got like a lot of puzzles for that game.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I just take your time, right? Do it right. Leave the touch controls in there, because I think it needs them. Implement a proper use of the controls. You know what, Larry? I want that HD rumble. I want every time I make a mistake, when I can't go one way, I want that controllers to vibrate until I'm like, nope. Here's the middle finger. You can't progress this way. So, like, yeah, like, take your time.
I think too, feeling the caterpillars as they crawl along.
Yeah.
Where, like, at one point, as they're crawling, you can feel the top and the bottom of the controller vibrate, and then when it comes back down, you feel just the middle.
Ooh, that's a lot of work.
No, exactly, and that's why I'm saying, right? Like, just take your time. Nobody's rushing you. Like, just like do it right. It will get the attention it deserves when it comes on Switch. Like, people are gonna buy it. Like, I just know that people on the NBC page are gonna buy it. Like, I know a lot of people there, and I know what they like, and I'm pretty sure they'll buy that game. They'll enjoy that game. So yeah, take your time, do it right, and we'll be waiting.
I'm also hoping for pointer controls, kind of a la World of Goo on Switch, because I think that was well done, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care, to be honest. If it has the touch controls, that's really all I need.
Touch definitely should be there for when it's on dock, but docked or on dock, I think the pointer controls, like what World of Goo did, would be an excellent way to go on that.
They should have that.
Because I think that would be way better than trying to,
use a
cursor it over with a joystick. So.
Maybe, like, I don't know, if I'm not mistaken, the people behind World of Goo and stuff, they kind of had like a hard time trying to figure out how to get the proper pointer to work on Switch. So, like, if it's that much work, don't lose sleep over it. If it's easy, sure, add the point controls. Like, more ways for people to play, for sure. But if it's gonna take you 2-3 months of development, don't even bother. At least,
but
I don't need that.
I think they should take that 2 to 3 months, because I feel like they're gonna need the experience. Because what if this game is a big hit and like the point controllers like really helped it be a big hit. So if they decide to make a new game and bring it to Switch, they would already have that experience. Like I kind of don't want them to give up.
I guess that's true. That's a fair point. Yeah, I can see what you mean there.
But I just think in terms of interface, it would be a smart way to go. In any case, moving down the line on predictions, I'm going to jump over to Microsoft next. I think they're going to do a great big blowout on Scorpio. I think I'm probably not going to care all that much because I think Scorpio is meh. I think it's honestly a more niche product than Microsoft thinks and or hopes, but they're going to spend a fuck ton too much time on that. I think we got a 50-50 that we finally get a solid date on Cuphead.
I don't think that's happening, man.
Yeah, we'll get
I'm
a
sorry
date.
to burst your bubble, but I don't think that's happening.
We'll get a date.
I said 50-50.
We'll get a date.
I think it's more of a 30-70.
No, we'll get a date. Microsoft is ready. That game is ready to come out. They'll give it a date because most of the games that they're going to be showing, everything is going to be running on Scorpio. So they're going to be like this. They're going to give a date for Cuphead.
I do think though that Microsoft needs to capitalize on the recent goodwill that they've gotten by dropping Phantom Dust for free, because that's something that has an appeal to a niche but very strong audience that's there in their console owners base. There was definitely a lot of thanks and praise when the Phantom Dust announcement came this past week. I think they definitely need to capitalize on that goodwill because it's been so slow and so quiet for them. I really do think that Cuphead needs to happen. I'm hoping that from there they also talk about maybe possibly bringing back that it's done well for them in terms of traction and interest, and that we may see them finally revisit the canceled reboot / sequel. One or the other of those be great. I don't think we're going to see them talk at all about Scalebound. It's too early past the refiling of that trademark. I think that they're holding on to the trademark and they're shopping it around to figure out if they still want to do anything with it or if it's just too much hassle to deal with. But I think the cost for them to just refile and keep the trademark there was worth it, just to keep the option open if something opportune comes up. I do think we're going to see more Sea of Thieves, which, Christ, tell me that that's coming out finally.
You will.
So help me God, if I get one more show with that game in it because it's not out yet, I'm going to be really pissed because I'm really tired of them soaking up time. It shows with that game.
I think it's going to be
too long.
I think it's going to be October or November. I think it's a fall title. I think they're ready. It's ready to go. I think they just probably did one more cut for it for E3, and then that cut is going to lead into the date that it's going to be released. Because I think October will be a good month for that game to come out.
It would.
And just something quickly. Phil Spencer said on an interview that they don't want to do that anymore, right? Like they don't want to announce something that is not close to being ready. And I think like Nintendo did it a couple of years ago. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 3 or 4 E3s ago. They show a bunch of stuff that it wasn't coming for like at least a year, and everybody got mad. And then they started just like their E3s now have been, hey, this is what it's coming out before the end of the fiscal year. And I think that's very smart. I think Microsoft wants to do that, or at least that's what I got from that interview with Phil Spencer. And I think it's very smart. Like, again, that's one of my problems with Sony's conferences. They show a logo and everybody loses their mind, and like we don't see anything for like 2 years. Like why? Like I don't care, man. Like by the time these actually releases, I'm done. Like I've moved on from the hype. So I think Microsoft is taking notes and so like, yeah, no, we'll show stuff. So if Sea of Thieves shows up at E3 this year, you can be damn sure it's gonna be out before April next year.
No, it'll be out this fall. It will be out this fall. I think April's going to be too long for it to come out because everybody from at that point in time has moved on to other games. And if Death Stranding, let's just say hypothetical, if Death Stranding comes out on a PlayStation 4 and it sells well and it's a good game, and Sea of Thieves come out, Microsoft would be crazy to do that. Microsoft would be crazy to put a title.
Eddie, Death Stranding is not coming out until 2020.
But that's why I said
not happening, man.
But I said, yeah, no shit.
But that's why I said hypothetical. Let's say of the Death Stranding.
But like that hypothetical, it's like
right.
a big.
But
if.
think about it. But Adrian, think about it. Would you put a title like Sea of Thieves, a little small title, definitely from Rare, that really don't have no kind of traction against a major game like Death Stranding with a big director, Hideo Kojima? Are you going to put a game like that against his game? People are going to be
I will because chances are that Sea of Thieves will come out before Death Stranding.
But I'm talking about. I know, but I'm talking about. But if let's just say hypothetical, both
you're
games
diving into hard hypothetical.
Yeah. It's too big of an if.
Right.
You have to use a better example. Man.
But the thing about it is, if Microsoft wants to be smart, they would get Sea of Thieves out in October, due to the fact that, of course, everybody wants. It's close to Halloween, so market it off close to Halloween with pirates and stuff because people like to dress up that. Take that month to yourself because I don't think Nintendo's gonna have anything for October just yet, in my opinion. To have anything. So if there's no major releases coming in October before the major Christmas shopping happens in November, where all like crazy games come out. If it's quiet in October, release Sea of Thieves. Now you can fix and update stuff until April if you want to, but a title like that shouldn't have to wait till almost next year. Like what kind of rare game is gonna wait till April to come out? Like who will want that? And plus, if Nintendo comes out with something in April that everybody wants to play, that's going to get dominated. I mean, that's going to dominate Sea of Thieves.
You're playing a big, just like Larry said, like you're playing a big if. Like, of course, if this happen, this is not gonna happen. Like, yes, if a big game comes out when Sea of Thieves comes out, then yes, that game is not gonna sell because everybody's gonna be playing the other thing.
Right.
But like that can happen with any game, really. So.
Well, yeah, that can happen with any game. But if Microsoft is going to be smart about releasing titles, you wouldn't show Sea of Thieves and then be like, okay, it's coming out in April of next year. Who's going to wait for that title? No one's going to be waiting for that.
Well, if there is nothing else on April, people are just gonna buy it on April.
Depending on if that Fire Emblem that Nintendo announced for 2018 for Switch comes out. Because,
that's not coming out in
April. Two very different audiences, anyways.
Yeah.
But Fire Emblem is a bigger title, is what I'm saying. And if it
might be a bigger title, but you're talking about two very different audiences that probably don't have a major intersection.
But it's a title release. It's what I'm focusing more on. I'm focusing more on the title release, and then the people who are going to be playing these games. Because, like, a Microsoft title of Sea of Thieves versus Nintendo's Fire Emblem.
I'll buy Sea of Thieves. I don't care about Fire Emblem. There's just too many of them.
Well, yeah.
I haven't finished Fates. I haven't started Echo, so, like, I don't care. They also announced a Fire Emblem that is going to be like a Dynasty Warriors. I don't give a shit.
Well, yeah.
I honestly don't give a shit.
Well, and I understand that, but Microsoft would not wait for next year to put something like Sea of Thieves. Like, if they want to keep their momentum, they're going to need Sea of Thieves out. Definitely when Scorpio comes out, because
I think they've got to have something else, some other major.
They don't.
No,
at this point in time.
I think that they will be announcing. I think there's something coming. They've got hanging in the wings that they were waiting for next month to drop the announcement on, that this is our big holiday game that's coming this
It's
year
going to have to
that
be
we've
Crackdown
somehow
3.
managed to keep. I think Crackdown could be one.
It has to, because they're
It
not
could.
announcing because they're not announcing the Halo 6 for this E3. So that's
Right, and I'm perfectly okay with that. We
that's
sure shit aren't going to see Gears because the last one was too recent.
right.
Um,
For maybe Forza
Alternatively,
Motorsport, that would have to be the only one.
I don't think it's going to be Forza as their holiday title. However, what I
Forza
think would
normally
be really
is.
fucking cool, and you know what's been, I think, too long missing, we should see back again. And I don't know that we will, but I think it's just an outside chance and oddball enough that maybe we do. But I would be happy, but not super shocked if we saw Microsoft say, and we've got the exclusive on a new Splinter Cell.
No, they won't. Because of the last Splinter Cell, they're not going to. Microsoft and Ubisoft don't work well together to get that kind of exclusive.
I think it could. Like I said,
No,
I wouldn't be total. I don't think it'll be. I wouldn't have it catch me that far out of left field. I can see it.
Like, if Microsoft was going to go out to go get an exclusive, they'll do something with EA more than they will do with Ubisoft. Like, because let's say a Star Wars Battlefront 2 come out, Microsoft is going to go and get that because that's a bigger title than Splinter Cell. I mean, it's a Star Wars franchise. They're going to market it well, try to market it well because of Episode 8. So, EA and Microsoft, they work well together for exclusives. So Microsoft will go get that over Splinter Cell.
But in any case, on to Sony, I think prediction-wise, we get a solid concrete date for God of War. And we're going to see another good hunk of that. I
You're
think
giving them far too much credit with that.
I don't know.
Well, they don't have. They don't have
much of it as they showed last year. I think that it's coming up on time.
I don't think they're going to give a date because I think they'll save that for PlayStation Live. I mean, the PlayStation Expo.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
That's
Experience.
too late on the year, though. That's too late on the year.
We get the date next month at E3. I'm almost positive.
I doubt it. I mean, because it hasn't been marketed very well, and there's not that much coverage.
Well, it's because they haven't been marketing it right now because it's not terribly impending. They knew it wasn't coming within the next year, so they're not going to, blast it out and overshadow the things that were coming out.
But see, the thing about it is, I think they would do The Last of Us 2 more than they will do God of War.
I think Last of Us 2 will have a strong presence there as well, but I do think that God of War is going to have a strong presence as part of their show this year too, especially with it, having had the lid, the covers pulled back on it last year. There's no way that they don't bring that in, and I don't think that we're going to see as much of it at the conference or at the presentation as they did last year with that sizable demo,
the intro.
But I do think that we're going to see a maybe solid 3 to 4 minute trailer that's going to be more story centric and give us a better understanding of how things got to where they are and what's driving the crux of the story this time. Not just here's the setting. We know the setting. I think we're going to get more of what's happening narrative-wise.
Yeah, because I think Game Informer personally would get the exclusive to do a cover, and if they really want to blow it out, I wouldn't do a date at E3. I would do it at the PlayStation Expo. Because you're gonna need something to keep that hype and that momentum up, and PlayStation Expo for them would probably be the benefit of releasing a date for it. I agree with you.
Anybody is dumb enough to think that their own event is going to rival the coverage and the publicity that they'll get at E3. I mean, they may want it to,
Mm-hmm.
and they may show a lot more of it there, but I really don't think that they're going to hold the date for PlayStation Experience or Live or Expo or whatever the hell they're calling it. I think we get date at E3 next month.
I think they should hold it to the experience because I think that for the major thing, it's going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake if they show that, Kingdom Hearts 3 if they show that with a release date, Death Stranding if they actually give a date for that, and Last of Us 2. Like if they hit those four major things with some indies and PSVR and maybe Detroit. Become Human. Like if those get some dates, that's the big win for Sony right there for a lot of gamers. God of War, the new God of War, I agree with you showing a trailer for it with the story and stuff, but for a date, that would be the game that you want to save to exit PlayStation Experience. I want to try to use that for E3. Because then it's gonna be like, then, well, what do you got for PlayStation Experience that we're gonna really be invested in? Because that zombie game that they got, maybe that might do something. Who knows? The Call of Duty, WW2, maybe they may do something with Destiny 2. Like,
yeah. Anyways, like you mentioned, though, I do think a couple others, though, that we are going to see a strong presence at their presentation for E3, though, is going to be Last of Us 2. I think there will be maybe a little showing of Death Stranding, probably not much. I think it's too far out. I think Hideo has a reputation that precedes him in that regard, that it's just, years and years of showing it and taking up time and space of the show for something that's, that far out. I think we get maybe a snippet. I'm really hoping that it's finally time that we get a solid, concrete fucking date on Final Fantasy VII so that can be done and over with. That's been lingering too long.
For the first episode.
Yeah. I think if they're smart, they will give a date and a price on the first episode, and they will give a frequency with which the following episodes will release. Because if that comes out and nobody knows when the fuck the next one's coming, it's going to be a hot mess. Other than that, Kingdom Hearts 3 needs to seriously finally show the hell up, and I think if anyone's got it, it's going to be at Sony's show. I think this year may finally be, because the last year or two they had pretty solid shows. I think if they want to carry that tradition on, Kingdom Hearts 3 this year is going to be one of those that's been so long in the wings that it finally crops up this year, so that they can keep their track record going of solid E3 showings over the last couple of years. I think they're going to talk a little bit about PlayStation VR, and probably some about PS4, even though PlayStation VR feels pretty well dead in the water. Because when was the last time you heard anybody talk about it?
Farpoint, the game that just came out. That's the last that, like, system wise, nothing. Like, I don't even know if that thing is still in stores and people getting a restock. Like when we was even at Best Buy, we didn't even see it, Larry.
No, it's one of those things that, again, they put it out, they hyped it, and then they dropped like all support for it.
Right, because I was wondering, like, okay, 150 games was supposed to come out when the system released. It was supposed to be out by the end of that year, and I haven't even seen probably, more than 20, 25 games?
That's why I called it before it came out. I said, I'll believe it when I see that shit.
So, I mean, there have been games that have the PSVR experience, but it's not a game dedicated to PSVR. Like, you can't play it just on PSVR.
Yeah, and I think that was a big failing, that they did not have nearly enough games that you could not play without that were worth playing to drive that buying power for it. I think they're going to talk about it and try and say that it's still a thing and that you should go out and buy it, but I don't think anyone's going to buy into that bullshit. There's some rumors floating, and I seriously doubt it that it happens, but there are some rumors floating that Sony's going to take another crack at the handheld market again. And frankly, at this point, I think they'd be asinine to do it. I understand why they would, but I really, really think it's a bad idea. It's not that they made bad hardware. They didn't. They made nice hardware, but
you just make bad decisions with them.
Yeah, they put it out there and they do nothing to help it. You know.
Well, yeah. It was a bad decision on them to have a memory card that have a Sony memory card that they own, that you only could buy from them to save games that's on cartridge. And then the memory card that people want, you don't send barely any of them out. And then after they sell out, you don't restock it. So,
yeah, not only that, but like they bury the high-end memory cards are Japan exclusive. So like they don't even sell them here. You can't even buy a 64 or I think there's a 128 gig one. You can't buy them. Like it's such a stupid decision.
Wasn't like the highest? It's like 16 gigs. It's like the one that I seen. I think that was the one that was like on almost everybody's store, and that was like the highest that you could get. And like you can't use no other kind of memory card to save on that platform. So it's just like, why even have it? Like not even that, but they produce. You know what? Now I'm not ranting about the beta again. Like people get mad at me enough as it is already. Sony, if you're listening, you're not listening. But like, just don't try it. Just let the handheld rest for a while. Just focus on making the PlayStation VR what everybody thinks it is. I think
like focus on that.
Sony makes too much money with PS4 alone. So I think they're going to put more focus on the console than anything else, because they don't need to try to do a handheld. Like
exactly, just focus on what you have that you know it's working. You already invested money on the PlayStation VR, even though it was a terrible idea and you shouldn't have done it, but you did it. So try putting some more money towards that. See if you can actually make VR exciting for people, and like give it another year, and if it doesn't work, just focus on your PlayStation 4. Like that's working for you, so keep that going. Like keep doing what works.
They got to get it into more stores, and they still got to do more marketing. Like they got to get that system, or I want to call it more of an accessory than a system. You got to get it out to people to come in and try it. Like
they've done it, man. Like I've seen, at least here, I've seen like employees from Sony like going to stores and demo the PlayStation VR. It's always a clusterfuck though. Like it's annoying because you like I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to put something on my face that somebody else like just had on theirs. Like they came from the food court. They just stuff their face with a greasy McDonald's burger, and then they put a VR helmet on. I don't want to put that on my face.
They do sanitize it and clean it, but I think
I don't care, man. Like I don't want to put that on my face. Like don't even.
It's the principle of the thing.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, well, that's the only way to play. It's just like you gotta go beyond just GameStop, because anyone who demoed that system, or like I said, accessory, it's always at GameStop.
That's true.
I don't see that choice. Oh, go ahead, Adrian.
Yeah, no, you have to demo it not only at GameStop. Like go to Best Buy, go to Walmart of all places, right? Like go to Toys R Us. Go where, be bold. Like don't go for this is the safe button. Like no, be bold. Like get it to as many places as you can.
I haven't seen a single PSVR demo at any of my GameStops.
Really? They just
Not
hate you.
Fucking one of them.
They
but again, I'm in the middle of fucking corn country Midwest, so nothing ever happens out
It's
here. So
it's
fuck that shit.
it's funny. My Nintendo rep at that comes in my job, when customers are looking for video games and they don't know what to do, he has busted out with the 3DS and actually showed them how everything works, and actually had the parent and the kid play it, and they were like, "Okay, I'm gonna get a Nintendo product." Like they need to have that come in, and I do have the Sony rep, but the Sony rep put some stickers out, take a picture, and it's out the door. I'm like, you can help customers who are also in here looking for a system or a game. Like, I'm not saying you have to do my job, but you represent the company, so try to sell them on your product. Like Nintendo always does it when they come in the store.
See, that's not the rep's job, though. The rep's job is to sell you so that you sell other people.
Well, yeah, I mean, I am there, but you know, if they could get hands on and more of it, and sometimes the Nintendo rep would step in and be like, "I have it right here. This is the latest thing that everybody." Because I only could do as much as I can. Like everything that he says, I'll say. And I guess when you have two people talking to one customer, they'll finally believe you on some stuff.
So, but yeah, that's the end of my predictions. I'm going to hit on hopes for the big three, and I'm not going to go into much beyond the big three at this point because we're going to run long. Hopes for the big three for the shows. I'm not holding my breath, but I really, really hope we finally get a proper Metroid announcement at Nintendo. I also,
buddy.
I said I'm not holding my breath.
I know, but whenever you say it,
it
just breaks my heart.
I'm not being honest. So
I think Metroid will be announced next year. I think Metroid will be announced next year.
I do think one way or the other we're not far off from it. I think we are. I don't think we're more than a year away from the announcement that we want.
Yeah.
There's too much fucking noise about it at this point to go unanswered. Too much.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm also hoping that we see SNES Remix for Switch, because that'd be fucking awesome. Because NES Remix was fantastic, and that's another one that I think kind of got lost in the shuffle.
You mean NES Remix?
That's what I said. NES Remix was fantastic.
Oh,
and I think it got lost in the shuffle.
Sorry, I heard SNES
and
Remix.
I would love to see that come over to the Switch as well. Like, I think it would be awesome if maybe we got a port of NES Remix, and then maybe, I don't know, a month later, they drop SNES Remix. Other than that, my hope, and I'm going to get laughed right out for saying it because there's no way it's happening, is that we get some F-Zero news, but I hope it anyways. On the Microsoft side, I hope that we get news on follow-up for Phantom Dust. I don't really care about Scalebound, but I don't care about it enough to hope for anything. I still hope for a follow-up to Shadow Complex, though. I want another Shadow Complex. I would love some more Ori and the Blind Forest. Deliver me a fantastic sequel to that, please. Yes, thank you.
No, I think that story's wrapped up.
Anyways, I do hope that I think it would be the baller move if Microsoft said, "Oh yeah, and that Cuphead thing you've all been waiting for, you can download it right now." Other than that, I don't know. I don't know if there's a whole lot that I'm really hoping for from Microsoft. I hope that they don't spend half the show talking about Scorpio, even though they probably will.
That's coming, yeah.
I know. I hope they don't, but they're gonna do it anyways.
They have to market it that way.
I hope that they don't spend majority of their show talking about third-party non-exclusive games like they are exclusive, because that shit's annoying. I will see that stuff at other people's presentations. I want you to fill your time with your exclusive stuff and for Sony, I hope we get Kingdom Hearts 3 shown at least. I hope there's a fucking date, price, and frequency for Final Fantasy 7. I hope they talk about Shenmue 3, that it's actually coming along and they have something to fucking show for it. I don't know.
Can I ask you, Larry?
No, you cannot ask.
I'm going to ask you anyway. If CD Projekt Red gets the rights or an exclusive to do a new Fable for Microsoft, would you like that for a prediction? Would you like to see that announcement?
Maybe. I think Fable's been gone long enough that it's time to see it come back again. I kind of would like to. I would especially like to see it come back, knowing that Molyneux would not be attached to it.
No, he wouldn't be attached. If it's CD Projekt Red doing it, I think folks would lose
I know,
their
like
mind.
I said, I would be happy to see it come back with Molyneux not attached to it. Or even, I wouldn't mind Molyneux attached to it if he was just not allowed to talk about it.
Oh, goodness, yes.
Like, I don't care if you make it, just don't talk about it.
Just show up, wave your hand.
Before the game comes out,
just show up.
You have a gag order, nothing out of your mouth to the public.
Just show up, wave your hand, and go sit in the corner with your birthday cake and shut up.
I think Fable would be a good one to see come back. What I would really hope for Microsoft too, now that I'm thinking about it, is that, and while Crackdown 3 has a strong possibility of being their big holiday title, I would love to see an announcement of Crackdown 3, but I would really, really like to see for their big holiday title, I'd like to see Microsoft get behind a new IP. I want to see them add somebody new to their roster of exclusive IPs.
I agree. I really want that as well.
I also want them to finally finish putting out Recore. Fuckers. So, dirty bastards selling unfinished game and definitive edition before you finish the DLC. Fuck you, mother.
You know they're going to announce that. That's going to get a date and date at the press conference.
Fucking whores.
Yeah, and
anyway.
they better give us that content for free. They better not charge.
Anyways, but yeah, that's my predictions. That's my hope. File it under prediction. I think that we do see something about Virtual Console on Switch. But like I said, honestly, I'm to a point where right now I'm not heartbroken if it's not there. If it comes, am I going to complain? No. But do I absolutely need it? No, not as long as they keep doing what they're doing. So,
like as much as I don't need Virtual Console on Switch right now, like I know as soon as they drop Super Mario World, like Paper Mario and other stuff, I'm gonna buy them because just the fact that I can play them on the go again is gonna be amazing.
Once
we'll buy it.
If they bring GameCube, that's everybody's. That's what the Switch is going to be. It's going to be the Switch Cube because everybody's going to pretty much anything they drop that everybody missed that they can't play anymore. If it's GameCube wise, they're going to buy it. F-Zero GX, come on now, the original Wind Waker, Eternal Darkness. Everybody gonna scoop all of they up, and
I don't think we'll see Eternal Darkness on Virtual Console. I almost guarantee you that shit's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
I bet you everyone's gonna ask for it, and I'm betting you it's gonna be stuck with copyright and trademark issues and who owns the rights.
Nintendo owns the rights.
I don't know.
Yeah, Eternal Darkness.
That's got Silicon Knights attached to it.
No, it's Silicon Knights develop it, but Eternal Darkness is a Nintendo product. That's Nintendo's IP. Why do you think that's Silicon Knights?
Silicon Knights was doing the spiritual successor thing.
Right, because they don't own. Right, because they can't use Eternal Darkness. They can't use the IP name because Nintendo owns it.
They might own the IP, but I think that the game itself might be a split, a joint ownership issue between the two.
No, Nintendo owns everything. Nintendo.
But either way,
Yeah.
I think too. Actually, that would be a smart thing. Is if they do drop Virtual Console and they
Mhm.
say somehow or another they've worked out how to get GameCube to work for Virtual Console for the Switch, which at this point I think might be iffy. I would love to see it happen. I'm just not putting all my eggs in that basket thinking that it's going to. But I think if they were really, really smart, they would kick it off with a solid roster, like you said, including Super Mario Sunshine,
Mhm.
Luigi's Mansion,
Thousand Year Door.
Yep, some Paper Mario in there. Possibly Smash Melee from GameCube, just to tide people over because I don't think we're going to see anything on Smash for another year or two.
Yeah.
And then I would also like to see them, acknowledge all the screaming and say also, F-Zero GX and Metroid Prime 1 and 2 all within the first 2 months of pulling the curtain back on that service.
I think they'll wait for Smash.
But I don't think it'll happen.
Like Smash, if they don't do GameCube this year, I think next year by next E3, I think if they finally get everything down and they were able to do it, hey, showcase it on the spring Nintendo Direct. They'll do that next year's E3.
Anyways, but yeah, that's all I got.
And we need to wrap this up because it's very late.
Yeah, we do. I'm fading fast. So, all the listeners' least favorite part of the show, pimp your shit. Adrian, go.
Go follow us at thatthrustimachine.com. You can find that on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Tumblr, etc., etc., etc. Working on a new game, so yeah, I'll be posting stuff on those media soon. That's it. Actually, everything else that I'm working on, it's falling apart because I'm very busy. So, yeah, just go there.
Eddie, go. Pimp your shit.
You guys can follow me on Twitter at ThatWretchedCode. You can hear my podcast, Optional Opinion, at SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, the Anomalous Radio Network.podbean.com, and other podcast apps. You guys can read my review of Ghost Recon Wildlands at the World 101 podcast, or you can read it on the forums also. Check out my game value that I gave it. You can also hear me on Nintendo Power Block that I do with Corey at NGR Radio. You can also hear me here on World 101 podcast on shoutengine.com. Larry's going to give you more information about that. You can follow us on Twitter at World101, World1_1 podcast on Twitter. Join us on the Facebook and let's see what else. Yes, I'm going to be in the next 2 weeks. I will be having my new Optional Opinion feature up, so you guys can check that out. Also, check out my E3 Optional Opinion audio feature that I did on SoundCloud. You guys can check that out also. On skirmishfrost.com, the moment I will be having a new blog up with that. And yeah, check out past episodes. Yeah, I think that's about it that I got going on. Oh,
all right.
I forgot. E3. I'm sorry. E3, we will be having some shows that week, so do tune in for that, which is going to have to get all of that settled. So, yeah.
All right. Last but not least, all of our shit here. Check us out. Drop us into your RSS feed from shoutengine.com. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play Music. Check us out on Podknife, DNA Radio Network, coming soon to NGR as soon as Corey gets that happening. Also, make sure you click like on the Facebook page so that you can get all of our news reviews and giveaways and all the other random crap that we do throughout the week in your Facebook feed. Join the conversation and join the group at the World 1-1 Podcast Forum group on Facebook. And drop us a review. Give us a rating on iTunes and Google Play. We do appreciate that. It helps bump up our visibility a little bit. Share us with your friends. Share us with the people that you hate so that they can hate us too. And other than that, I think we're ready to wrap. I want you all to have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you back on Monday. Good night.
Bye. See you later, everybody.